Hi guys, me again. Just another breakdown signature design which I've just completed. This one's for Sultan. So there's his name, his clan name. You want a fire theme, and you want an archer troop. In this case again, I used a different type of archer with better quality render, with more detail. I'll show you in a wee minute. The only thing you wanted was make the text small so it didn't cover the whole image. So first of all, I'll show you the render. I used this character here. I like the colour scheme. Nice quality, nice detail, nice shadows, nice highlights. This bit here I just erased. Now I wanted a fire theme, so I used a fire stock. This is the fire stock I was using. And for the background image, I used like a burning forest theme. You can tell. I'll zoom out, there we go. So that's the three images I was working with. So when you go to Photoshop, here's the completed image. Nice fire, red and yellow. Had the fire going around him. Highlight the bow and arrow. There's his name, his clan name, so it's small enough, but yeah, it's still readable. So let me show you how I made this one. As always, I just have a white background and I work above this. So my background image was the forest theme image. I brought it in, scaled it up as a smart object and placed it. Next is another image, background image. As you can see, I just brought in here, over here, seemed a wee bit sparse, a lot of just vertical lines, so I want a bit more texture. So I resized it, made it a wee bit smaller to bring in more detail of the trees. Okay, first of all what I would have done is bring in my render. So I brought in the render. I'll disable the layer mask to see what I've done. As you can see, it was white, and this is the image of the character beside him. So I just erase this out. Wee bit jaggedy around the edge, a bit there, so a bit here, but in the scheme of things, it wasn't that hard to blend out. What I did, it was another render, so I copied this layer and put it behind it, and I set this one to linear dodge. I'll show you why. I used the smudge tool and just do a wee smudge effects. Gives the image a wee bit of motion. So that one is set behind the render. So next I'll bring in my fire. So I'll put all my fire into this folder. So these are all there's 1, 2, 3, 4 images. And what I've done, I merged them into one layer. So I'll bring them forward. I'll disable the layer mask. It's okay, this is what the image is. It's above the render. And I put on the layer mask. With a brush, I just start taking away to bring the render back into play. Also what I wanted some flames behind the render, so I copied this folder of fire textures. I brought it below the render, so we'll have fire below and fire top. So when I bring this one in, this highlights a wee bit more. And there's some of them I'm not even using. As you see, I'm not even using this copy. So there's the start of our image starting to build up. Next is a gradient map, which only affects the fire. There's a wee bit bright for my liking, too yellow. So brought in a gradient map. This one brings out the blacks a wee bit more, so it's not as white. Just darkens it up. Next is my shadow layer. Just a wee vignette around the edges. It makes the flames glow a wee bit better. A bit more depth. Next is my light source layer. This is with a soft brush. Instead of using white, I just use a wee bit of yellow in this one. I like the way it glows off the bow. Make it shine. Next is my border. Now with this one, this one's set to darken, and I'll show you why. So it's actually a black, red, black border. So I'll zoom back out to 100%. And it's set to darken. Brings a wee bit of detail from the image forward, but also gives that border around the edge. So it's kind of like a glass effect. Okay, so here's my checkpoint layer, applied image layer. Next I did my text. Put my text into a drop down. So as you can see, there's his name, his clan name, and another wee text layer for effects just below here, as you can see. And they've all got their own effects added on. Color overlay and a stroke in that one, and look at the fire theme. I used the red to yellow gradient where we stroke. Nothing too hard, just plain and simple. Next is another checkpoint layer. After that, another applied image. So that's what we're working from now. Next layer is my burn and dodge. So I wanted to work on the render. So what I did was I highlight the light areas and darken the shadows to make it stand out. So when I bring it in, you'll see the difference. There we go, off, on. So I highlight his arm, his face, around the bow, also darkened under here, highlighted his hair, so it makes him stand out. Next I did my stars, and I'll show you in this layer. This gives a wee bit of texture, a wee bit of, like a wee, not of a space thing, just gives some detail. Next is my twinkle layer. Now I call twinkle layer, this is adding wee twinkles to the bow. So it makes it looks like it's twinkling, like a reflection type of effect. Another checkpoint layer after those layers, so another applied image. So this is the image. It's completed. This one final adjustment was a gradient map. And this is purple and orange. It's my go-to one. It's very handy. So over here it's a wee bit white still. So use this one. Just darken it up and bring it the reds a wee bit more. And the completed image on its final layer. So there you go. There you go, Sultan, that's your image now complete. I hope you like it. If so, don't forget to rate my thread 5 stars. Thank you very much. Bye bye.